Thank you, Mr. Vice President, and all the speakers tonight for the gifts of Teddy that you have given to all of us. And thank you, Vicki, for loving him with all your heart for so many years and bringing him so much happiness. And to Cara and Teddy and Patrick, Kiki, Karen and Caroline for making him so proud, bringing him so much joy. And to Jean, I know you've lost your soulmate because you and Teddy lit each other's lives for your whole entire lives, and all your nieces and nephews are here to help you as best we can. Welcome to this library that Teddy built and brought to life with his spirit and dedication to public service. As many of you know, over the last few years, or really for most of my semi-adult life, one of my part-time jobs has been introducing Teddy to crowds of people who already knew him incredibly well. Although this process was unbelievably stressful for me, it was just another one of the gifts that he gave me. When he saw that I was nervous, he would give me a pat on the back. When he knew that I was sad, he would call up and say, "I've got a great idea. There's a convention coming up, and maybe you'd like to introduce me." And off I would go on another adventure in public speaking. But no matter how nervous I was, I always knew that when I stepped down from the podium, I would get a big kiss and hear him whisper, "Now I'm going to get you back." And I can't believe that's not going to happen tonight. The other night after Vicki called, Ed and I went outside. It was a beautiful summer night. The moon had set, there was no wind, the sea was calm, and the stars were out. I looked up, and there was this one star hanging low in the sky that was just bigger than all the rest and brighter than all the rest, with a twinkle and a sparkle louder than all the others. I know it was Jupiter, but it was acting a lot like Teddy. His colleagues have spoken tonight about his work, his devotion to the Senate, the joy he took in helping others, his thoughtfulness and compassion, his inspirational courage, and his commitment to the ideals of peace and justice that his brothers gave their lives for and that he fought for his entire career. In our family, we were lucky to see his passion, his self-discipline, and his generosity of heart every single day. He had a special relationship with each of his 28 nieces and nephews and with the 60 people who called him Great Uncle Teddy. He was there for every baptism, every school trip to Washington, every graduation, and every wedding with his big heart, his big shoulders, and a big hug. He knew when we were having a tough time or a great time, and he would just show up and say, "It's time to go sailing." He convinced us that we could ace the next test, make the varsity team, win the next race, whether it was sailing or politics. And it was okay if we didn't, as long as we tried our best. He did it by letting us know that he believed in us, so we should believe in ourselves. He taught by example and with love. He showed us how to keep going no matter how hard things were, to love each other no matter how mad we got, and keep working for what we believe in. He never told us what to do, he just did it himself, and we learned from his example. Though it was sometimes overshadowed by his other gifts, Teddy was a creative spirit. He loved painting and singing in the natural world and the sea. He was always looking for new ways to bring people together, to make a better world, to get things done. And he was always doing things that other people could have done, but he was somehow the one who did it. It's as true in the Senate, as we've heard tonight, as it is in our family. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about one of the less known examples, his creation of the annual family history trips. Visiting historical sites is something anyone can do, but Teddy made it into something special. He realized that a family reunion was wasted if it was just a cookout, so he made it a chance to learn and share the love of history that he got from his mother and Honey Fitz. In my childhood, these trips were relatively simple affairs, an occasional visit to the Nantucket Whaling Museum, or a Western Massachusetts campaign swing that included the Crane's paper factory where dollar bills were printed and the studio where Daniel Chester French created the statue of Abraham Lincoln. And no visit to Grandma's house was complete without Teddy's recitation of The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. When I was young, I thought Teddy was just entertaining us, But as I grew up, I realized he was passing down his belief that each of us has a chance to change the course of history.